Good afternoon. It is August 29th, 2025, and today we had this down day. It looks like two legs down and into a range. Um, I think, yeah, I guess you could have gotten in on this downtrend here. And there were a couple of range sells. I preferred selling here. Um, I think you could buy. It's just a little gutsy after taking these or I mean after these two legs down. Let's see if these are two measured legs. Let's just do a rough estimate. Nah, the first leg was bigger, or I mean the second leg was bigger. So anyway, let's take a look. So 5 o'clock comes right about here. Strong move down, and so we still haven't gotten back to the EMA. So even though we have two big bull bars right here at 5:30, I don't know if there was a news item or something. It's probable that we'll get a second leg down, and it turns out to be a very strong second move down. So let's see how you could how you could catch this. Well, there is a body gap right there. You could argue. And there's a gap right there. So yeah, you can see that. That's a gap. So let's see, maybe we create a gap below this low too. Uh, let's just draw it here. Yeah, so there's a few things pointing to this leg being strong. Look, there's no consecutive bull bars. You have a strong bull bar here, and then it's a bear bar. I would actually say you should consider taking this one because that kind of looks like a second entry short, and it's off the EMA, and we had this leg down, so we're expecting a second leg down, and then I don't know if you want to take this doji, but then you get this failure right here, and I think you should take that. Problem is you're going into this low, but uh, even this looks like a tight bear channel. You can see that. So I think you could argue for either of these. I don't think you can really take much up here, unfortunately, unless you see that this is off the trend line. But even still, I mean, you'd have to make the argument that you have a double top here and you get a first entry, failed second entry, if you're trying to trade max rules. Otherwise, you can just go short at the EMA. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. We get another second entry short right here. Not the greatest signal bar, and there's four dojis in a row, but and I'm sorry, not the greatest signal bar, and there's actually more like five dojis in a row. You could call this one a doji, but it looks like a second entry short to me in a strong downtrend. Uh, you might make the argument that this, the break below this pullback, we close the gap here, but I mean, this is such a weak pullback, I wouldn't even really consider that. This is definitely a pullback. We pulled back to the EMA. So they finally closed the gap here. If you look at this pullback, this body is closed above that. Um, we didn't we didn't create a gap above the EMA. So I mean, I like this. I like this. This is this first entry. So you have to be careful here, and you might have to take some big risk. Maybe like you might have to risk like a measured move, which is probably much bigger than many of us can afford. 82.50. That's 11 points. So maybe you just trade smaller right there, but it would have paid off. Very strong bear micro channel, probably 16 bars or so. Let's see. 12 bar bear micro channel. It didn't break above it until right there. So that's a sell climax. You have a break of the channel, um, the strongest move. That's a sell climax, textbook. So you can't. It's very reasonable to expect sideways after that. And I think for that reason, uh, you know, I was gonna say you could look for a scalp above this, but we haven't created a gap above the EMA, so it's hard to do that. But I think if you see what's going on, I think it kind of makes sense. We kind of have like a yeah, we do. We have a uh, let me change this. We have like a level of support down here, and kind of like an expanding triangle right there. Then uh, we got a level of resistance here. So anyway, yeah, I like this one. Let's look at this. So we I had to take a break for a minute. I believe I was talking about this expanding triangle we have here. Um, we bounce off the highs right here, bounce off the lows here. Uh, let's take a look at this bull channel here. So we have a break of that channel, a move to a new high. You can see it stall. We get a doji, you get a bull bar. It ticks higher and traps these people entering late. And then you get first of all, you get a strong bear bar. Then you get another bounce off the EMA, and then you get a strong bear bar. I think that's a great setup. Uh, Very big, strong bear bar. And you can see many people liked it. That's probably another 9 bar bear micro channel. And then you get a break and move to a new low. And really what that is those 2 bars create a spike, and then you get the channel. And then it reverses. So that's almost like the sell climax after the sell climax. And we do go above the EMA now. I don't think you want to take this one just because of the strength of that move. But I mean, I could see why someone would get trapped here. But you have three fairly, not a big bull bar here, 2 pretty strong bear bull bars here. It ticks lower, strong bull bar here. So we just broke below this support. There's a lot of reasons not to take it, but I can see why someone might get trapped there. So anyway, we get a bull channel, get a break, matching high, and really we're just going sideways. You can see that. Nothing here, high or low, but look at all this overlap. You're just not trying to get stuck in here. If anything, you're going to go short at the level of resistance. We don't get a setup. Get a break of this bear channel, move to a new low, it bounces. Uh, Maybe you take this as a failure when it ticks above this, but I don't really think that's a good idea. Break of the bear channel, we go sideways a bit. It's trying to make a new high. You can see it's not really doing much. However, what I will say is the EMA is holding prices here. And so we make one last attempt to go higher. You get this second entry short. That's pretty low risk. About you'd have to risk some like what is that 2 points? So 8 ticks plus 2, 10 ticks, and it does get you the scalp. Goes a little lower. You can see, boom, boom. We bounce off this level of support. You get like a hidden second entry, but I don't think you can enter that because it's a bull micro channel on this chart. And this actually goes all the way to here, and this kind of goes all the way to here. And we're just bouncing around for the rest of the day. And so that closes up the week and the month. So let's take a look at these daily charts. We got bear bar here, probably fairly close to the EMA, maybe not. What's the low? 55, yeah, not very close actually. But we're still working higher, and the daily chart, this bar finished with a tail on the bottom. So the weekly chart, it turned into a bear doji, but we're still in this tight bull channel. And on the monthly chart, we closed out the month with a bull body, not a big bar, but a bull body. So we'll just have to wait and see what's coming next. So I hope everyone had a good week. I'll be back on Tuesday.